Welcome to Jiva Yoga Live. My name is Jane. Today we're going to take a look at Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. Today's pose breakdown features Cobra Pose. It actively stretches the spine, chest, shoulders, abdomen, and throat, and strengthens the entire spinal column, as well as the buttocks, and improves overall posture. It relieves stress and fatigue, soothes sciatica, opens the heart and the lungs, and it's a great pose any time of day, but especially juicy first thing in the morning, as the back has been dormant for some time. Bhujangasana. So come onto your belly. Good, and take your hands slightly forward, an inch or two of your shoulders, and slightly wider. So the baby fingers will actually touch the outside edge of the mat. It's kind of a rough estimate. Good, and before we come up, we're gonna set the legs. So most people have a tendency to sickle out the ankles, okay? When we come into the pose, the tendency is to overly squeeze the glutes, which externally rotates the legs. We'd like to keep the legs neutral as best as possible. So I'm gonna ask her to find a buoyancy in the inner thighs and pair that with a firmness in the outer ankles. The baby toes remain heavy. So it's essentially an upward facing dog leg, which is neutral. On your next in-breath, use the strength of your upper back and interior shoulders, your posterior shoulders, the backs of your shoulders, to lift your torso off the ground. So we're gonna do this in increments, right? So peel your mid-ribs, right? You can start to straighten the arms if that feels good, right? Take your time here. And now I'm gonna ask her to spin the inside of her arms to the sky, roll the heads of the upper arms back so she can feel a broadness in her collarbones. Make sure that you stay rooted through your inner knuckles, okay? And clutch through your finger pads. So even though you're not doing much with the arms, you still want to feel that coiling back of the upper back, which actually starts in the hands. Imagine that the entire back body could furl in on itself, and you could eventually look up to the sky, maybe even look back towards the back of the room. So this is good if it feels good. It's not so good if it doesn't feel so good. So, and if you are taking the gaze up, practice drawing your chin out forward first, and then up and back, so there remains spaciousness in the back of the neck instead of cutting that off. A good indication that you've gone too far is that you can't actually swallow and you feel miserable. Okay, so in that case, you're gonna back off and find a place that feels honest. She's been in this quite a bit, so we're gonna let her come down on an exhale. Good, and you can rest one hand on top of the other and your forehead on top of your hands, and give yourself a little rest. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Namaste. Would you like to dive deeper into today's sequence? Click the link in the description to help get tips on how to deepen your practice.